Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, this morning.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Alexandra Carter on this Tuesday, June 18th. Checking in now with News 8 Chief Meteorologist Greg Barnhart, who has a look at our early morning forecast.
Well, we got alert day conditions here for some dangerous heat that'll be in effect this afternoon and through the evening hours. We can see heat indexes pretty much in that 95 to 99 thing. So definitely keeping hydrated, keep in shade if definitely possible, and look out for signs of heat exhaustion and heat stroke if you're exposed to the temperatures for long periods of time. Definitely that's what we're looking at. For temperature wise, you can see we get up to about 90 degrees in the afternoon. The heat index and the wind will also pick up too as we go through the evening hours. We do have thunderstorms coming, but probably closer to 5 to 7 p.m. for Eau Claire. They'll get up to the upper 80s. Their heat index a little lower, but still in that category of almost dangerous. As we track out, really, it's just the temperatures. They'll be in the mid 80s as we get towards the midday, and then in the afternoon, we'll get up to the 90s. Those thunderstorms will not be affecting any of it. It'll be warm in conditions. So later on, we'll kind of break down what the temperatures look like with this heat risk and when we'll finally actually cool back down.
Summer officially starts in 2 days, but already tens of millions of Americans are facing extreme heat advisories, with temperatures expected to hover over 90 degrees all week. More than 22 million Americans are likely to see triple digits. CBS News' Naomi Ruckham is in New York with a look at how some cities are coping with these record temps.
The dog days of summer are already here as a massive heat wave blankets parts of the country this week.
I looked at the forecast, I saw, all right, it's going to be toasty.
In Chicago, kids and parents beat the heat at the splash pad.
Find something you can do outside that keeps them cool but lets them have fun.
With record temps well above 90 in the Windy City this week, officials are checking in on its unhoused population and giving them information on where they can go to cool off.
We bring water around. If they're not willing to go to the shelter, then we take them to cooling centers.
Further north in Detroit, people sunbathing on the beach were split over the scorching temps.
It is almost unbearable. I'm enjoying it. I like the heat.
Still, health experts warn that the heat can be dangerous, especially for vulnerable populations, such as the elderly, the unhoused, pregnant people, and children. Schools in central Massachusetts abruptly ended the school year early because of the temps, while Boston is taking it day by day.
There are about 10 schools that don't have air conditioning in the building.
In parts of New York, some schools have moved to half days.
It's not fair to the kids or staff to be in there when it's this hot.
With hurricane season also underway, parts of Texas are now preparing for a potential tropical storm system this week.
They can't catch a break in Texas, can they? The Center for Biological Diversity and other groups have sent a petition to FEMA asking the federal agency to include extreme heat and wildfire smoke as major disasters. For now, FEMA is urging Americans to check on neighbors who may not have air conditioning, to go somewhere cool if they don't have AC, and to stay hydrated by drinking plenty of water. Happening today, the Club Q shooter is set to be sentenced on hate crime convictions. Anderson Aldrich killed 5 people and injured 19 others when he opened fire at an LGBTQ nightclub in Colorado Springs in 2022. In January, he pleaded guilty to 74 federal hate crime and gun charges. He's already serving 5 consecutive life terms, plus more than 2,000 additional years without the possibility of parole. Also happening today, Boeing CEO Dave Calhoun set to testify before a Senate subcommittee where he is expected to admit the company has improvements to make. This is his first appearance before Congress since January's incident when a door plug blew off the side of a MAX 737 jet mid-flight. He'll address whistleblower complaints about the company's safety culture. The White House is expected to unveil a plan that immigration advocates and Democratic officials have been calling for. President Biden expected to announce sweeping executive action that shields some undocumented spouses of U.S. citizens from deportation and would be allowed to work legally while they seek citizenship. The policy will be in effect for those who have been in the U.S. for at least a decade. Hunter Biden filed and then quickly withdrew a motion seeking a new trial in his federal gun case. The president's son was convicted on all 3 charges he was facing last week, marking the first time the child of a sitting U.S. president was convicted of a crime. The now removed court filings argued there was a technical hiccup that should have kept the trial judge from proceeding to jury trial in Delaware. The Vernon County Sheriff's Office is asking for your help in a burglary investigation. Officials are looking for the people responsible for breaking into a home in the town of Liberty. Along Old Highway 56 Road on June 8th, a large amount of cash was stolen, according to law enforcement. If you do have any information, contact the Vernon County Sheriff's Office at the number on your screen. You could be eligible for up to a $3,000 reward. Inattentive driving is being blamed for a UTV crash that sent one to the hospital Sunday. That's according to the Trumpereau County Sheriff, who says the two juveniles were in a UTV on Thompson Cooley Road when it ran off the road into a ditch and down a steep embankment. The UTV hit a tree before turning onto its side. The driver was taken by ambulance to the hospital for non-life-threatening injuries. The passenger had only minor injuries and was released to his parents. The man who brought guns to Wisconsin State Capitol has pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor. Joshua Plesnick is accused of coming to the Capitol in October while armed with a handgun, demanding to see Governor Tony Evers. He was arrested, posted bail, then returned to the building that night, this time with a rifle and baton hidden in his backpack. He was arrested again and charged with carrying a firearm in a public building. Online records show he pleaded guilty to that charge in May. He was sentenced to 30 days in the Dane County Jail with work release privileges. La Crosse's Common Council is asking for overnight options for the city's unsheltered population. The council is directing city staff to find short-term solutions. In the past year, the city has banned camping at numerous city-owned spaces. Some homeless people are living near the marsh, which some council members say is dangerous because the area is prone to flooding. Monday, Common Council failed to pass a resolution to implement temporary overnight shelters by the end of this week. Instead, the city is giving its homeless service coordinator 3 weeks to come up with different temporary shelter options. And the unsheltered population is speaking out. They say they want more resources for day-to-day hygiene and well-being. News 8 Now's Jeremy Wall reports.
Mason Beatty has been experiencing homelessness on and off for 10 years. He's one of many unsheltered residents camping by the marsh. He would like to see the warming center opened more frequently.
People out here, going with long time without showers, laundry. If there's some kind of resources that like I know they got the warming center, they open that up for a day or two for people to go in and do laundry and shower and stuff, but it just needs to be more frequent.
Beatty hopes to get a job soon. But with very few overnight options for homeless people to shower, he says working can be challenging.
You can't get a job or go to work comfortably without having a place to shower and having a place, you know what I'm saying? It's just, and then the community be looking at you different.
Stephen Brown has been homeless since 2019. Just like Beatty, he also lives by the marsh. He would like to see more mental health programs.
I have issues with that, and there's a lot of people down there that do, and a lot of society don't understand that. And what they would have to do is start educating people down here more. That people that do want to improve.
In La Crosse, Jeremy Wall, News 8 Now this morning.
Brown is also looking for work. He says he would like to see people train them on how to find employment. A new program will help Wisconsin employers comply with substance abuse prevention policies. The Wisconsin Department of Workforce Development announced a new searchable database to help employers comply with substance abuse prevention policies before starting public works or utility projects. In Wisconsin, employers are required to have a written policy preventing substance abuse prior to beginning these projects. The new database will allow contractors to assess whether they meet those requirements or not. The time now is 6:07, still ahead. A new survey ranks states on airplane etiquette, how a Disney vacation could leave you in debt, and why some national park fees are being waived. That's ahead in your Consumer Travel Spotlight.
More Americans are traveling to far-flung locations as they look to explore emerging tourism destinations. I'm Wendy Gillette. I'll bring you to Alula, Saudi Arabia.
For now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. A dramatic rescue in Oregon. The U.S. Coast Guard was called in to help a teen and her family after she injured her knee hiking. 2 rescuers were lowered from a helicopter, and before reaching the stranded family on foot, they hoisted the injured hiker to safety on a stretcher, then got her father out as well. And last but not least, the Coast Guardsmen rescued the family dog. Don't go anywhere. Your consumer news is after the break.
Working with Maxwell White was amazing. They were professional, answered all of my questions.
I give Maxwell White my highest possible recommendation. Maxwell White did a fabulous job on our shower.
5-star plumbing service done right.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin invites you to experience the thrill of gaming like never before. With 6 locations across the state, there's something for everyone. Whether you're a slots enthusiast, a poker pro, or prefer the excitement of table games, we've got you covered. Plus, indulge in delicious dining options, live entertainment, and exclusive promotions that add even more excitement to your visit. Come join the fun at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin.
The pain level was over 10. There's days where I just sat and cried and asked the good Lord to take me. And my doctor recommended that I go to Good Feet and try the arch supports. And I took about 3-4 steps, turned around and went and sat back down and started to cry. It was the first time that I had no pain. I'm not an actor. I want people to know my testimony. I want them to know what arch support's can do from Good Feet.
See for yourself with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
To everyone making time for life's best moments, let us celebrate with you.
In Wisconsin, we love celebrating together.
Big days or any other day.
So much.
From hot and juicy to ooey gooey.
To oh my word.
Oh my word. Serving you a handcrafted meal that makes
Today, a little bit more special.
That's what fills us up inside.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Brody from Great River Harley Davidson. If you haven't been in this year, consider this your invitation to stop by. We'll be grilling out food, have special prizes for pre-registered guests, and test rides on the all-new Street Glide, Road Glide, and other 2024 models. Whether it's your first time on a bike or you've been riding for years, I want to invite you to stop into Great River Harley Davidson.
The camper. It has been a reliable companion for your family's good times. But after years of use, it is showing some wear and tear. A broken window from an errant baseball, a couch that your dog allegedly chewed on, and an AC unit that doesn't work like it should. It's time to call Jim's Truck and Trailer Coachworks. We have been improving your family's camper since 1970. Call us today and we will make your camper feel brand new. Jim's Truck and Trailer Coachworks. Repair, refinish, remarkable.
Maxwell White celebrates servicing the La Crosse Coulee region for 30 years. Much has changed, but not our commitment to you. Providing local, honest, and quality plumbing repairs and solutions. That's Maxwell White. Plumbing done right.
Heat this afternoon, but there is good news. It's not going to last too long, just one day, but definitely if you're walking the pets or doing any outside activity, you're probably going to want to do that early as possible because we're going to get those upper 80s to near 90, and this will continue through the evening. Those heat indices won't really taper off till later this evening or nighttime. Same story for Eau Claire, maybe a little bit earlier because that front will get close. We have showers and thunderstorms potentially getting closer to the 4 or 5 p.m. Better chance as you go for the north. But overall, as you look at the wet conditions, we have potential to see 3 to 4, even more inches over the next, all the way through next Monday. So we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on the rivers because they're already started to come back up. They kind of tapered off around the current levels right now in action, but they're already forecasted by next Monday potentially to come back into minor flood stage. And this all depends how much rain we might actually see. So something to keep in mind of. We also got severe storms potential to talk about later in the forecast, along with much cooler conditions for your Wednesday.
In your consumer news this morning, while there are both good and bad flyers in every state, a new survey is finding some areas may have more inconsiderate airline passengers than others. It found Iowa had the worst travel etiquette, followed by Illinois and Virginia. The survey's respondents noted the most common inconsiderate behaviors were reclining seats without asking, using phones loudly, and placing bags on terminal seats. Meanwhile, Arkansas led the pack with the most considerate travelers, followed by Wisconsin and Florida. Nearly half of parents in the U.S. go into debt during a trip to see Mickey, Minnie, and the other legendary characters, according to a survey from the Lending Tree. Officials there say the average family breaks the budget by nearly $2,000 and in some cases need a few months to fully pay the tab. Many blame pricey foods and souvenirs for busting the budget. If nature is your calling, then you're in luck because the National Park Service is waiving entry fees at all national parks tomorrow in honor of Juneteenth. This year is the first time it'll be free entry day at U.S. national parks. While entry will be free, fees will remain in effect for things like parking and camping and fishing. Exploration travel is becoming more popular after the pandemic as tourists seek out destinations that most have not visited. One emerging market is Saudi Arabia, which only opened to tourism 5 years ago. Now it's the fastest growing tourism destination in the G20, according to the UN. CBS News correspondent Wendy Gillette visited the northwest part of the country where she found a trip of exhilaration.
Vacation often includes a hike, and this one was billed as a climb up the sandstone cliffs at Alula Adventure Hub in Saudi Arabia. That meant a crash course in navigating a safety line, then clambering up a much steeper than expected path. All to reach the top. Oh my goodness. Where another challenge awaited. 2, 1, boom! A free fall on a rope swing from almost 28 stories high. With feet back on solid ground, it was time to take a vintage Land Rover Safari at sunset to view the nearby rock formations at the archaeological site Hegra, prized for its more than 2,000-year-old drawings and 70-foot-high ancient tombs. The aptly named Elephant Rock is illuminated, a night sanctuary in the desert.
Tourists here also typically visit the Old Town, which dates back to the 12th century, once on a trading route for incense and now filled with restaurants and a marketplace.
Incense is once again burning in the Old Town at Dar Tentora Hotel, which features cave rooms that recreate the past.
The Old Town looks like a castle.
Guide Amal Al-Johani, known here as a Rawi or storyteller, gives tours of the original restored mud brick homes. She points to progress in Saudi Arabia.
It's a change for us in a good way.
It's still mocktails only at restaurants. The country bans alcohol, but the tourism plan is expanding, with the government planning to invest a record-breaking $800 billion. The event's venue, Moriah, the largest mirrored building in the world, is part of the recent development. It's right next to Banyan Tree Alula, where we stayed for a special rate, known for its rock pool and tented villas matching the landscape.
Just look around. I mean, I believe the angle behind me, tells it all.
Philadelphia area travel advisor Joshua Bush visited the city during a week-long trip to Saudi Arabia.
A lot of the preconceptions that I had going into the country were very much dispelled.
His agency's bookings of off-the-beaten-path journeys have grown as much as 40% since the pandemic, when extended time at home brought yearnings for adventure.
Alula attracted more than 260,000 visitors last year, but Saudi tourism officials hope that'll grow to 2 million over the next decade. That's it for your morning consumer news. Time now is 6:16. Let's check in with News 8 Chief Meteorologist Greg Barnhart for a look at our forecast.
Yeah, we have alert day conditions today for that heat indice values that could be in the 95 to 99 range in the afternoon. Could lead to heat exhaustion or stroke possibilities if you have long exposure, so stay well hydrated and stay in shade as much as possible. And this will continue through the evening commute too. So we got the dangerous heat today. Storms come in later this evening, probably after the morning commute or pretty close to it. Could be severe, but much cooler, more clouds on Wednesday and probably some showers, but it won't be an all-day rain, but a lot more cloud cover. If we look at the heat indices right at about 11 a.m., we should be in the mid to upper 80s in most areas. By the afternoon time frame, we'll start seeing an approach to 90 by noon to the south, and then all areas will climb well into the 90s, mid-90s, even upper 90s through the afternoon. As you see, this continues through the evening hours as that cold front will take some time to get here, so it won't really drop off probably until we get to about 8 or 9 at night. So that's the one thing we'll have to worry about. It will extend almost to sunset. We are tracking a cold front that will eventually be coming, but it will take some time here. So just a few clouds. Notice the winds out of the south. They will be quite breezy, even windy at times throughout the afternoon. Eventually, we'll see showers and thunderstorms developing west of Minneapolis around that area and eventually slowly begin to push eastward. It'll take some time. Maybe by around 5 to 6, you start seeing some towards west of LeClaire, Ladysmith area, towards Red Wing, and then it'll be later on, I think you'll see a better shot through about 7 to 8 to see showers and thunderstorms, potentially a line coming through or a disjointed or fragment line that'll eventually approach La Crosse later by 9 to 10. This could be severe, could contain some gusty or damaging winds. I think that'll be the main threat as it pushes across. It eventually will come. The threat really is further west because that'll be during daytime heating. Once the sun sets and it begins to push east, the threat will diminish somewhat, but I think we'll have to keep an eye on wind because it'll start pushing and surging southeastward, picking up some speed with it too. So winds would be probably the main threat we'll have to keep an eye on, and that's indicated on that. Also, don't mind flooding potential. We've had quite a bit of rain. If it hits the same areas once again or slows down, we'll have to keep an eye on that also. Once it passes to the south by Wednesday morning, we're going to have some showers, but overall cloud cover as the main activity pushes south and that north wind. So the temperatures won't budge too much Wednesday just because of cloud cover. We will see additional showers potentially develop and kind of ride along just this front up to the area maybe by the afternoon. Not looking for heavy amounts of precipitation with this. A lot of areas may stay dry, but that cloud cover definitely is going to keep that temperature going. Beyond that, that front actually stays very close. So we're going to see wave after wave come through here Thursday, Friday, and eventually Saturday. That's going to bring rounds of showers and thunderstorms eventually to the area or just to the north as we get to Friday and Saturday. So we have to keep an eye on the heavy rain potential, maybe some flooding issues too, especially with the rivers going into early next week. But overall, the temperatures, we got pretty warm conditions today. Otherwise, we're going to look at more conditions coming out and cooler temperatures as we go into Wednesday and wet the rest of the week.
The time now is 6:20. Still ahead on your morning news, the CDC is reporting an increase in tick-borne illnesses in the U.S. Coming up, we'll take a look at what's being done to help fight back against the rise in cases and how you can keep your family safe.
Lots of Legion baseball last night. The Aquinas baseball team won a state championship last week. Some of the boys already back in action. We'll have the highlights coming up in the Blitz.
Have you ever had to move? It's brutal. Why do we have so much stuff? Well, at Chrysler Winona, we're moving, and we're trying to pack light by throwing out some great deals. A lightly used 23 Grand Cherokee L with third row, heated seats, and remote start is just $38,990. Or pre-owned Chrysler Pacifica with heated leather and seating for 7 starting at just $23,990. So come see us before we move at Chrysler Winona, downtown Winona.
We're an implant-focused practice. I think the advantage of a father-daughter practice is, I've been at this for 30 years now. I learned things that worked well and things that didn't work so well.
And it was fun to be able to just jump in and kind of complement that. I feel like it made both of us stronger. You don't expect it when you walk into a dental office. You don't expect the family aspect, but when you walk into our doors, we're going to give you that.
If you think you have a full mouth of challenges, come see us. Come down for a free consultation.
They say that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Well, they are correct.
Enjoy one of our tasty steak patty sandwiches paired with a $2 medium iced coffee.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
This is Kathy. She's about to see her dentist. She's afraid. Not because of the drill, but because of the bill. A big bill. But Kathy doesn't need to be afraid, and neither do you, thanks to affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company. It's easy to get this coverage. Don't believe me? Call or go online for all the details. You can even have this free information kit. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance. It helps pay for over 400 procedures. That's a lot. I'm talking cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures. Bottom line, you'll have help paying for routine care and expensive major work. But if you want deductibles, forget it. There aren't any. No annual maximum either. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Stop fearing the big bill. Start saving at the dentist. Call now or go to sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
We know there's many places you could go for local news, weather, and sports. But we're humbled and honored that you made News 8 Now your #1 choice. You expect more, and so do we. Thanks for watching.
The place to save big money on all your home improvement needs.
You never know who you're helping by sharing your story. Showing girls that anything is possible.
Don't let nobody hold you down.
Teachers make all the difference in the world. And like people think y'all look alike.
You can be our son.
I love Jennifer.
I love a good surprise.
Oh my God!
See the people, they're here for you. Ladies, let's go.
It don't matter.
Weekdays at 4 on News 8.
Welcome to the Blitz. The Wisconsin high school baseball season wrapped up last week. A couple of our area squads came home with some hardware, including Aquinas. And when it comes to the Blue Golds, some of the boys already back in action for Legion Ball. Let's hit the diamond in lacrosse. The A's hosting West Salem for 2. Lacrosse took game 1. They were picking up right where they left off in the nightcap. Tanner Peterson is going to get one to fall. And Aaron Throw allows a run to come in and score. That makes it 3-0 A's. But how about West Salem? Brendan Gelfie flashing some leather at third. What a pick. Throw is right on the money as well. Great play there by Gelfie. But the A's playing some good D as well. Top 5. This ball is hammered to right. But Landon Teachout's there to haul it in. Then with the bases loaded, Lacrosse is going to get out of it. Parks Tobin out of trouble. He pitches a shutout in game 2. A's sweep past West Salem as they take this one 3-0. Elsewhere in Legion action, Sparta post 100 taking on Lacrosse post 52. Lacrosse already up 6-1 in the third when Carson Nelson gets the bats going with a single. Then a couple batters later, it's Derek Pangier adding to it. 1 runs in. Here comes Nelson. That makes it 8-1 Lacrosse. Lucas Eilertson then does his job, bringing in another on the ground out to make it a 9-run lead for the home side. Next inning, it's Sparta's David Fabry drawing a walk, wreaking havoc on the base pass as he scores on the pass ball. But Lacrosse post 52 holds on for victory in this one, taking down the boys from Sparta by a final of 17-5. How about one more packed night of action? Onalaska post 336 hosting Westby Coon Valley. Seth Kowalski at the dish. He hits it where they are not. Runners on the corners now for the home side, but the Westby defense is going to hold strong as Kalen Rudy gathers the grounder here. That ends the inning. Still no score in this one. Then it's the away side looking to get on the board first. Ben Rathel skies one to right. This ball is tracked down nicely by Kowalski. And more good D coming in the bottom of the inning. Landon Hubert puts the barrel on this pitch. But Devin Nedlin makes a nice running grab. Westby puts on their hitting shoes late in this one as they pick up the win, 6-2. On the softball diamond, same story for the Steam. Lacrosse having some trouble in the circle. Steam gave up 18 runs the other night. They gave up 14 more runs last night as Madison gets the win 14-6. Good thing for Lacrosse, though, the ladies will be home today for 2 against the Nightmares. First pitch is scheduled for 5:05. That's going to do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
Find your place in the circle of life with LCT's production of Disney's The Lion King Kids. Tickets are on sale now. Call or stop into the LCT box office or visit lacrossetheater.org.
Senator Baldwin says I'm not from Wisconsin. But this was my childhood home. Graduated East High. Became a Badger in '86, where I've had my company for over 20 years.
And this is where we live. It's our family home.
I'm a 4th-generation Wisconsinite. It made me who I am. If Senator Baldwin's not going to be honest with you about where I'm from, what makes you think she'll be honest with you about anything? I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message.
After I decided my pain was too much, and my doctor actually suggested that I do visit the Good Feet store. Pretty amazing when they put the arch supports in your shoe and you walk around and you realize there's not pain and you think, how can this arch support in my shoe make my back pain go away? But it works. And how can it make my knee pain go away? It was incredible.
Hip, knee, or back pain? See if Arch Supports can help you at the Good Feet store.
What do we think? Burglary gone wrong?
More like a chilling spree.
You see it all too often. When you don't take care and maintain your system, it's all too easy for problems to pop up when you need it the most.
It's hard to stay cool under pressure.
Proper service and maintenance is worth its weight in the cold.
I'm not a fan of having problems. What can you do?
Call G&T as soon as humanly possible.
Don't lose your cool this summer. Call G&T Heating and Air Conditioning today.
After further review, we've seen so much goodness in these games. Hardee's is giving away free chicken tenders from June 18th through the 30th. All the sportsmanship, high fives, and fans cheering are the kind of tender moments Hardee's loves. And that calls for free, crispy, juicy Hardee's hand-breaded chicken tenders for you when you download the Hardee's app and join My Rewards. free Hardee's chicken tenders. Good call.
Hi, I'm Brody from Great River Harley-Davidson. If you haven't been in this year, consider this your invitation to stop by. We'll be grilling out food, have special prizes for pre-registered guests, and test rides on the all-new Street Glide, Road Glide, and other 2024 models. Whether it's your first time on a bike or you've been riding for years, I want to invite you to stop into Great River Harley-Davidson.
Find your place in the circle of life with LCT's production of Disney's The Lion King Kids. Tickets are on sale now. Call or stop into the LCT box office or visit lacrossetheater.org.
The First Warn Weather app. Download it today. There's been more than a few changes over the years. But if there's one thing that hasn't changed, it's our commitment. 70 years and counting. Thanks for watching. You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
In your morning medical news, you know those health warnings you see on cigarettes? Well, the U.S. Surgeon General is calling on Congress to put them on social media apps. Dr. Vivek Murthy says he's worried about children and teens, saying social media can lead to profound health risks. Multiple experts and studies link social media to depression, bullying, harassment, and even suicide in some young people. Cases of tick-borne illnesses are increasing. Experts say it's very important you take precautions against the threat. Dr. Celine Gounder went on the hunt with a group helping researchers better understand the risks of diseases from ticks.
Here in the Chaparral Wildlife Management Area in South Texas, there's a hidden danger: ticks.
Ticks embed themselves in your skin.
These hunters are part of a unique collaboration with Baylor University and the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department.
Every deer's got ticks on them.
Checking the animals they catch for ticks and then sending them to be tested for infections.
We worked with the hunter population because we thought they could be at high risk. And in doing that, we realized they were exposed to all kinds of bugs.
Sarah Gunter is the program's director.
We want to know what the risk is in an area, because if we're going to diagnose people based off of symptoms, you have to know that there's a risk for that disease in the area.
It's a risk Tony Galbo has been campaigning to create greater awareness of.
She was awesome. Everybody flocked to her.
His 5-year-old daughter Gabby died after developing the tick-borne disease Rocky Mountain spotted fever 12 years ago. He says her illness wasn't diagnosed in time.
It's continued to be ignored. Mandatory reporting, mandatory mapping, and public awareness. That's all I'm asking for. If we can start doing that, there's going to be less and less cases missed.
This map shows the increase over the past 20 years in reported cases of Lyme disease, the most common but not the only tick-borne infection in the U.S.
We're finding ticks move into new areas.
And why is that?
Things like changes in the seasons, so summer's getting hotter, summer's getting longer, allow ticks to move into areas that maybe it was historically too cold for them to be. People moving into areas where they historically haven't had people can put individuals in closer contact to animals and wildlife and result in what we call spillover of disease.
Back in Chaparral, Jesus Garcia takes precautions before heading out.
You want to spray yourself down. You want to wear the proper clothing.
After coming back inside, run your clothing through the dryer to kill any ticks, and check your body carefully for ticks as well.
It's so important to treat immediately for a good clinical outcome.
An Eau Claire candidate for Congress says she can reflect blue-collar Wisconsin values. Rebecca Cook is running for Wisconsin's 3rd congressional district for a second time. Last election cycle, she was a political newcomer, a small business owner who grew up on an Eau Claire dairy farm. This cycle, she's still got that same working-class background, but now with more resources to spread what she says is a relatable message.
I'm running a campaign that really is focused on my lived experiences, and we saw that kind of personal narrative really connect with voters across the district, and that they know that I've experienced a lot of the same hardship they have, and I've walked a mile in their shoes, and I'm going to really advocate for them in Congress. So I think it's that working class message that I think cuts across party lines.
Cook, State Representative Katrina Shanklin, and Eric Wilson all running for the Democratic nomination this August. La Crosse Regional Airport welcomed its new director, Jeffrey Tripp, on his first day yesterday. Tripp has more than 28 years of experience in aviation management. He plans to focus on the airport's budget and air service and says being a numbers guy will help him solve these challenges.
Loss of air service over the last 5 years and the passenger numbers, what is the impact on the revenues, and then the revenue decrease impacts the operating budget. So I want to get a good handle on the finances of the airport, because that'll then help as I work with staff moving forward on our plans for the future.
Tripp replaces Ian Turner, who served as director of the airport for over 4 years. Gunderson has commissioned 2 artists to create a mural on a 3rd Street wall. The artists are Nao Medina from Kokana, Wisconsin, and a La Crosse native, Chase Gentry, who says the mural will represent the fun side of downtown La Crosse and promote social cohesion. He hopes people will find something new to look at every time they see the mural, which should be finished the end of the week. La Crosse area kids enjoyed a day of outdoor fun thanks to a new grant funding pop-up day camps. Gateway Area Council hosted its first camp in Decorah yesterday, complete with activities like archery, fishing, first aid training, and rock climbing. The experience was funded by the La Crosse Community Foundation, which applied for a grant after reports found 2 in 5 households rate local youth activities as poor. They were awarded $10,000 to host multiple pop-up day camps.
Parents want kids off the screen in the summer. They want their kids making new friends, having new experiences, engaging in new things, which is what Cub Scouting has always been about. But by offering camps like this, we're able to help meet that community need and keep kids busy with productive, fun, exciting activities.
Yesterday was the first of 7 day camps offered by Gateway this summer. Children in 2nd through 6th grades are welcome to sign up. You can do that at gatewayscouting.org. Not only could this unbearable heat take a toll on your body, it can also wreak havoc on our lawns and landscaping. David Schumann has what you need to know this summer to have the best looking yard on the block.
Very hot out. Even on a scorcher of a day, yard work is a family affair at the Powers house.
I love it. I love when my buddies tell me how awesome our grass looks and we don't put, all the fertilizers and chemicals into it.
No chemicals, no fertilizers. They say their secret to success is the soil.
It's all compost. Everything we clip, I reuse. Everything I dig out, just mulch it up, toss it back on, put some wood chips on, and it's good to go.
Rain this spring has given soil good and needed moisture to allow trees to cool themselves off in high heat. Beware overwatering.
Then you can start to have root rot, which will actually not allow the tree to take up water the way it normally would.
Too little water, though, can cause symptoms of heat stress, like reddened or drooping leaves.
And we have the prior year cone set, and this is actually just for this season's already coming out.
Tyler Hesseltine with the Davey Tree Expert Company says ideally your yard wants an inch of water per week, whether it's from Mother Nature or you or both.
As it gets hot, the demands for water will increase.
The lawn has its own considerations.
It may not always be clear how short the grass should be cut, but Tyler's got an easy trick to use this summer, and all you need is a cell phone.
You set it against the ground. We're looking to see if the grass blades are at the same height or just taller than the phone on its side.
Just like with watering, once again, the Goldilocks principle. Not too tall, not too short. Avoid bears, and your yard should be just fine this summer.
All right, good advice there. The time now is 6:37. Here is News 8 Chief Meteorologist Greg Barnhart to tell us what to expect on our morning commute.
Well, we definitely got some dangerous heat, and that's why we got the alert conditions for today, and this is really tailored to the afternoon and evening. In fact, it might extend well into the late evening hours until that cold front comes, so definitely keep an eye on for heat exhaustion or heat stroke if you plan to be outside, drink plenty of fluids, and stay in shade as much as possible. Those temperatures will be in the 80s with that south wind will also be picking up too, so it'll be breezy too, getting to 83 for Eau Claire. Same story for La Crosse as we get until about the noon hour, 83 with potentially mid-80s, and the south wind, once again, it's going to be picking up too. So as we look at zone forecasts, a lot of 90s pretty much across most of the area. As we kind of continue to go further south, you'll see upper 80s to 90. Heat indices will still remain quite high. Thunderstorm chances will start approaching the western areas as we get closer to like 5 to 6, but a lot of that won't approach the east areas. Up to the north, they'll see it a little bit earlier, so that'll keep those heat indices a little bit less as we go throughout the evening, but still, it's going to be hot. Heat indices down here, you can see almost extreme level looking at the heat risk towards southern Wisconsin. The good news is that's going to clear out for Wednesday and push the heat kind of to the south as a cold front kind of sinks south. Unfortunately, that is going to give us a chance for some damaging winds, severe storms as we go until tonight and tomorrow, along with some heavy rain potential too. That'll be something we'll have to keep an eye on because this wet pattern is going to continue to the end of the week, bringing a lot of rainfall. We'll kind of track that out later in the forecast.
It's the summer sale at Home Furniture. Everything is on sale. Get up to 30% off regular prices. This Leslie sofa is just $9.99, and this Spindrift dining set is $12.99. Get savings throughout the showroom during the summer sale at Home Furniture.
Every week it costs more to feed my family. Prices are just out of control.
Boy, inflation is really hurting us. It's got to stop.
Career politicians like Biden and Baldwin just don't get it. They're making things harder for folks here in Wisconsin. By stopping the crazy spending that caused inflation and cutting red tape, we can bring prices down. It's time for a change. I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message. I'll get the job done for Wisconsin families.
I've always been a storyteller. I capture those beautiful moments, things other people miss. My health took an unexpected turn, but my care team put my needs in focus, designing solutions to support my ambitions. Now that's just a footnote in my journey, a small part of a story that's still being written. UW Health, remarkable.
Are you looking for a high-paying career without any experience? Chart Industries has the opportunity you've been waiting for. Starting wage $30 per hour, highest pay in the area, guaranteed 40 hours, and so much more. If you are making less than $60,000 and want a healthy work-life balance, apply at jobs.chartindustries.com today. That's jobs.chartindustries.com.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Or get $3,500 purchase cash on select GMC Sierra models. Or get a total of $6,000 purchase allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Visit your best choice GMC dealer today.
Reed and Chelsea along with you. And you're like, man, what a shame it all. And I said, Chelsea, it's summer though. And you can agree to do things when they get to you first. Like in February, when you're shack wacky, you're like, absolutely, we'll go do that. And then you get to July and you're like, I wish we had a break. I wish we had a weekend that we had a break.
I need a moment.
We don't live in a state or an area where you have 9 months of the year.
No.
So what you get with it.
There's a beauty to it though, Reed.
During the summer patio sale at Home Seasonal Concepts, get up to 40% off regular prices on porch and patio purchases, like this 6-piece patio dining set for just $18.89. Summer patio sale going on now at Home Seasonal Concepts.
Yeah, we have alert conditions today for that heat indice values that could be in the 95 to 99 range in the afternoon. Could lead to heat exhaustion or stroke possibilities if you have long exposure. So stay well hydrated and stay in shade as much as possible. And this will continue to the evening commute too. So we got the dangerous heat today. Storms come in later this evening, probably after the morning commute or pretty close to it. Could be severe, but much cooler, more clouds on Wednesday and probably some showers, but it won't be an all-day rain, but a lot more cloud cover. If we look at the heat indices right at about 11 a.m., we should be in the mid to upper 80s in most areas. By the afternoon time frame, we'll start seeing approach to 90 by noon to the south, and then all areas will climb well into the 90s, mid-90s, even upper 90s through the afternoon. As you see, this continues through the evening hours as that cold front will take some time to get here, so it won't really drop off probably until we get to about 8 or 9 at night. So that's the one thing we'll have to worry about. It will extend almost to sunset. We are tracking a cold front that will eventually be coming, but it will take some time here. So just a few clouds. Notice the winds out of the south. They will be quite breezy, even windy at times throughout the afternoon. Eventually, we'll see showers and thunderstorms developing west of Minneapolis around that area and eventually slowly begin to push eastward. It'll take some time. Maybe by around 5 to 6, you start seeing some towards west of LeClaire, Ladysmith area, towards Red Wing, and then it'll be later on. I think you'll see a better shot through about 7 to 8 to see showers and thunderstorms, potentially a line coming through or a disjointed or fragment line that'll eventually approach La Crosse later by 9 to 10. This could be severe, could contain some gusty or damaging winds. I think that'll be the main threat as it pushes across. It eventually will come. The threat really is further west because that'll be during daytime heating. Once the sun sets and it begins to push east, the threat will diminish somewhat, but I think we'll have to keep an eye on wind because it'll start pushing and surging southeastward, picking up some speed with it too. So winds would be probably the main threat we'll have to keep an eye on, and that's indicated on that. Also, don't mind flooding potential. We've had quite a bit of rain. If it hits the same areas once again or slows down, we'll have to keep an eye on that also. Once it passes to the south by Wednesday morning, we're going to have some showers, but overall cloud cover as the main activity pushes south and that north wind. So the temperatures won't budge too much Wednesday just because of cloud cover. We will see additional showers potentially develop and kind of ride along just this front up to the area maybe by the afternoon. Not looking for heavy amounts of precipitation with this. A lot of areas may stay dry, but that cloud cover definitely is going to keep that temperature going. Beyond that, that front actually stays very close. So we're going to see wave after wave come through here Thursday, Friday, and eventually Saturday. That's going to bring rounds of showers and thunderstorms eventually to the area or just to the north as we get to Friday and Saturday. So we have to keep an eye on the heavy rain potential, maybe some flooding issues too, especially with the rivers going into early next week. But overall, the temperatures, we got pretty warm conditions today. Otherwise, we're going to look at more conditions coming out and cooler temperatures as we go into Wednesday and wet the rest of the week.
In our Morning Buzz report, a popular music manager is saying goodbye to one part of the industry. Monday, Scooter Braun announced he's retiring from music management. On social media, he said he wants to focus on his company, Hybe America. Braun worked with stars like Justin Bieber, Ariana Grande, and Demi Lovato. He also stirred controversy when he acquired the master recordings of several of Taylor Swift's albums despite her objections. British rock band Coldplay announced it's releasing a 10th album this fall. Moon Music comes out October 4th. The first single, Feels Like I'm Falling in Love, will be released Friday. The band says it's gone to great lengths to make the physical album as sustainable as possible. Each vinyl record will be made from 9 plastic bottles from consumer waste. The band says this will reduce carbon emissions by 85%, preventing the need to create 25 tons of new plastic. That's David Bowie performing The Who's I Can't Explain. The cover comes from the Bowie box set, Rock and Roll Star, featuring 29 previously unreleased recordings from the Ziggy Stardust era. The 6-piece box set is available to order on Amazon as well as Bowie's official online store.
His first at bat, right fielder, Ken Sotto.
Ken, she thinks you are her mother.
A dragon attacking a baseball game leads to an unexpected new role for the giant-sized hero in Ultraman Rising. The animated character is voiced by Days of Our Lives and Hawaii Five-0 veteran Christopher Sean. You can stream Ultraman Rising on Netflix now. And before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8, starting with Declan, turning 8 years old today. He loves, as you can see here, being on the family farm. And Sam is turning 18. He loves playing tennis and going fishing. Happy birthday to both of you. And if you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 years old soon, we'd love to feature them. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button underneath the Home tab. The time now is 6:47. Stay with us. We have everything you need to know in 5 minutes or less. Your morning news now is coming right up.
Coming up on CBS Mornings, our exclusive conversation with billionaire philanthropist Melinda French Gates. She's sharing why she decided to leave the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation at this time after building it up from the ground up more than 2 decades ago. Plus, Dr. Anthony Fauci is here in the studio today. There's a new memoir. We'll talk about everything from becoming a household name during the pandemic to more than 50 years serving 7 presidents. And actor Joseph Gordon-Levitt is here also today in our studio. He's starring alongside Eddie Murphy in the revival of the classic Beverly Hills Cop franchise. The new film is called Beverly Hills Cop: Axel F. F as in Foley. We'll see you 7 o'clock on the dot.
How did CEO Eric Hovde become a multimillionaire California banker? Let's take a look. Hovde's family rigged the system to rake in $30 million in government subsidies and loans. And now he's sheltering his wealth in shady tax havens around the world. So it's no surprise Hovde supports more tax cuts for corporations and millionaire bankers like himself, while working families pay the price. That's bank CEO Eric Hovde. Never been on our side. Never will be. Win Senate is responsible for the content of this ad.
To everyone making time for life's best moments, let us celebrate with you.
In Wisconsin, we love celebrating together.
Big days or any other day.
So much.
From hot and juicy to ooey gooey
to oh my word.
Oh my word. Serving you a handcrafted meal that makes
today a little bit more special.
That's what fills us up inside.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
At Driven to Clean, our goal is fast, efficient cleaning of your trash bins and dumpsters. Our high-powered wash system and autonomous trucks kill almost 99% of all bin bacteria, using 200-degree pressurized water to blast away germs and residue. We come the day after trash or recycling pickup for residential services and pre-schedule for commercial. Once completed, you'll have the cleanest bins around. Check out our plans and pricing at driventoclean.com.
If you're shopping for a vehicle and wonder what website has local vehicles listed, check out FindCars.com, because FindCars.com is locally based. You'll find thousands of vehicles listed from local dealers and private sellers all over the area. Plus, it's so easy to use. Simply choose the vehicle you're looking for, and FindCars.com will show you who has what you're looking for locally and beyond. FindCars.com, local shopping made easy.
FindCars.com.
Click. When the threat is real.
All right, we still have another tornado warning now.
First Warn Weather is here for you.
So we're going to continue to monitor this once again.
It's in the name, keeping you safe before and as it happens.
And then for the morning commute, we're looking at heavy rain potential.
First Warn Weather on News 8 Now. On air, in your hand, and online. When you need us.
We'll continue to update you throughout the night with a severe weather outbreak.
Download the News 8000 app today.
We get it. You wake up and almost right away it's cranked up to 11. Work, the kids. But that's where we come in. We're the news you can watch without looking at your TV. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
Welcome back. It's 6:51. Time for your morning news now. The Vernon County Sheriff's Office asking for your help in a burglary investigation. They are looking for the people responsible for breaking into a home in the town of Liberty along Old Highway 56 Road on June 8th. A large amount of cash was stolen, according to law enforcement. If you have any information, contact the Vernon County Sheriff's Office at the number on your screen. You could be eligible for a reward of up to $3,000. La Crosse's Common Council is asking city staff to find short-term options for temporary overnight shelters for the unsheltered population. The council wants the Homeless Services Coordinator to present different temporary shelter solutions within 3 weeks. In the past year, the city has banned camping in many city-owned spaces, leading some homeless people to stay in flood-prone areas near the marsh, which council members say is dangerous. Happening today, Boeing CEO Dave Calhoun is set to testify before a Senate subcommittee, where he is expected to admit the company has improvements to make. This is his first appearance before Congress since January's incident when a door plug blew off the side of a MAX 737 jet mid-flight. He'll address whistleblower complaints about the city's safety culture. And the White House expected to unveil a plan that immigration advocates and Democratic officials have been calling for. President Biden is expected to announce sweeping executive action that shields some undocumented spouses of U.S. citizens from deportation and would be allowed to work legally while they seek citizenship. The policy will be in effect for those who have been in the U.S. for at least a decade. The U.S. Surgeon General is calling on Congress to put health warnings on social media apps. Vivek Murthy says he's worried about children and teens, saying social media can lead to profound health risks. Multiple experts and studies link social media to depression, bullying, harassment, and even suicide. The Surgeon General suggests parents keep kids off social media until at least high school, reassess then. Also create technology-free zones and times, and work with other parents on shared rules. A new program will help Wisconsin employers comply with substance abuse prevention. Monday, Wisconsin's Department of Workforce Development announced a new searchable database that will include substance abuse prevention for everyone who performs public works projects. In Wisconsin, every employer must have a written policy to prevent substance abuse before starting a public works or utility project. The new database will allow contractors to do that. La Crosse area kids enjoyed a day of fun outdoors thanks to a new grant funding pop-up day camps. Gateway Area Council hosted its first pop-up day camp in Decorah, complete with activities like archery, fishing, first aid training, and rock climbing. The experience was funded by the La Crosse Community Foundation, which applied for a grant after reports found 2 in 5 households rate local youth activities as poor. They were awarded $10,000 to host multiple pop-up day camps.
Parents want kids off the screen in the summer. They want their kids making new friends, having new experiences, engaging in new things, which is what Cub Scouting has always been about. But by offering camps like this, we're able to help meet that community need and keep kids busy with productive, fun, exciting activities.
This is the first of 7 day camps offered by Gateway this summer. Children in 2nd through 6th grades are welcome to sign up. You can do that at gatewayscouting.org. Gunderson has commissioned 2 artists to create a mural on a 3rd Street wall. The artists are Neo Medina from Kokana, Wisconsin, and La Crosse native Chase Gentry. He says the mural will represent the fun side of downtown La Crosse and promote social cohesion. He hopes people will find something new to look at every time they see the mural, which should be completed by next week.
For some dangerous heat this afternoon, but don't forget how hot the car can get with these 90-degree temperatures outside. You can quickly climb into the 120-degree range in 30 minutes and even 130 after 30 minutes. So definitely check the back seat. Don't leave any pets or kids in the car. We do have severe storms potential later tonight, especially further west you go. We have a cold front coming through that'll bring showers and thunderstorms, but also cooler conditions on Wednesday.
The dog days of summer have arrived early in Chicago thanks to a week-long heat wave. Many trading walks in the park or jumping in the lake to keep cool during the days-long stretch, where temperatures are expected to reach the mid-90s. The city has opened 6 cooling centers across town, but they're only open from 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. Residents feel the city isn't doing enough to help Chicagoans deal with the dangerous heat. Thank you for starting your Tuesday morning with us on News 8 Now this morning. We will see you back here at noon. Until then, enjoy your day.